Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Judgment card, right? Now remember, whenever this card shows up, I always say to people, this is a time of change, it is a time of transition, but there's like an inner push forward for you this week as well, right? Now what I also get from this card, because it has that sort of blast from the past element about it, this suggests to me that this week there is going to be you returning to basics. You're going back to the drawing board with something. Now that doesn't mean, you're having to throw everything out and start all over again. It means, just like all of the masters always tell us, right? If you want to be great at anything that you do, study your basics, right? The basic foundations, the basic building blocks of everything that you do at the foundational level. I think it was Bruce Lee that said, like, your basic fundamentals, like the core skills, the ones that everybody's like, that's not advanced or anything like that. Those are the things that make up the bigger things that we're able to do, right? It's like when you're I'm currently learning to play an instrument. When you're doing that, like, you don't just go straight in and start playing concert worthy, right? You have to start with your basics, with your notes and your chords and your this and your that. This kind of feels like a week where you are going back to basics in some way, shape or form in order to prepare for that big push forward. So I actually really like this for you. Now, for your if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Two of Wands. So lots of considerations about finances, money, resources this week, maybe even client bases for those of you that work for yourselves, or, in some way, shape or form as well for some of you. This might even be to do with your path forward. Now, it's interesting because I do see a lot of you treading the path of memory lane. It doesn't necessarily have to be an actual journey, but there are a lot of considerations this week about taking something. First of all, I feel like it's going to be a moment or a need to strip something back, to get back to the core components. What are the things that I need to strengthen here, right? And then with this financial aspect of this as well, it does look like there's a lot of focus on the money, the resources, but also the people that can help you improve your financial lot. I think there's going to be a lot of considerations about this week. Now, because you've got the Judgment card here as well, I'm almost loath to say to you, this might be a week where you might just feel the need to do something, but you might not necessarily know what to do, all right? There's like a little bit of restlessness in the air. Now, as we get into this week, so as this week officially starts on the 17th, Mercury, your ruler, is already going to be retrograde at this moment in time in the sign of Aquarius, where it actually does pretty good work, all right? But it is retrograde, and it's going to retrograde out of Aquarius back into the sign of Capricorn. So this is all business, right? This week going forward, certainly until Mercury then goes direct in Capricorn. From now on, from this week forth, actually consider that everything is all business pretty much all of the time. It's not that you don't have room for fun. It's just that you are going to have to really keep your nose to the grindstone. And that's where those goodies, those material rewards are likely to come in, because you've got the full moon on the 17th in the sign of Cancer, which is actually technically, especially for those of you that are ascendant Geminis, this is going to be your second house. Your second house is your finances, your money, your resources, the money that you make, all of that kind of stuff, which is great. Now, what's also worth noting as well is Mercury is currently retrograde in the sign of Venus is currently retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So, you know, and that's going to be around for a while, right? It's not going direct until the 29th of January, and it won't leave Capricorn until the 5th of March, I believe. So we've still got a while of this to go, all right? Now, for your communications and conversations, you've got the Ace of Swords. For some of you, right, this is a big change that's coming to the work sector. Now, I like this because this suggests that there's either new contracts, new clientele, new job opportunities for some of you. If you're not working and you're not looking into that, this could simply be it could be you deciding to bring something out of retirement, whether that's yourself or some personal skill that you have or have had in your, in your history. Now, for those of you that are employed, this is going to be a week where new possibilities and opportunities show up for you. And I kind of get this feeling you are upskilling yourself, but it's not like you're gaining something completely new. You're brushing up old skills that you already have. You're fine-tuning the skills that you have. I really like this. I would say as well, for some of you, this might be a contract or a pact of some sort that you're signing. Now, for those of you that are business owners, people that work for themselves, really nice energy. This is like a big change to the business, to the clientele, to the way that you do things. For some of you, this might be, you're deciding to do something completely different or to do something completely new. And I kind of feel like, although it is completely different or completely new, maybe it comes with a contract, maybe it comes with a new client. There's an echo of this being something that you've either wanted to do for some time, or you're finally getting round to putting the capstone on something that that you've been building up to for a long time, that takes you on a very different journey to the one that you've experienced so far. Now, when it comes to those of you that are retired, like I said, this could be you literally, and I kind of feel like this is all Geminis at the moment. Sun, Moon, Ascendant, whatever strong placement you have or don't have, there's something that you're polishing up here. You're really getting something into that space or that sphere of, okay, you know what? This is going to be ... Very, very exciting. For your love and relations, you've got the Chariot card. So you've got this underneath the Two of Wands. For some of you, this suggests that a partner, a potential partner at least, is going to be, is somewhat at either a distance to you, or you and your, so for those of you that are partnered, this might be a week where you and your partner turn a corner in a relationship, right? Maybe you've had challenges, maybe you haven't been able to see eye to eye. There's something about that kind of is just not as important this week as everything else that you've got going on. This is you pushing something forward, driving something forward, which is great. Now, this does also suggest that one of you could be traveling this week. Maybe one of you is traveling for work. Maybe one of you is traveling for familial tie reasons. Very possible. You've got this underneath that Two of Wands, right? So while there is stability coming to the collective pot of finances and resources this week, it does look like that's happening because one of you, the earning power, earning potential is staying the same. Or maybe the one of you who gets the increase this week, and it is likely it will be one of you, it means that you're both able to sustain, the life or the lifestyle that you have. If you are single and looking, this is very likely to be a time where through your work and or through some sort of professional sphere or academic sphere tie that comes through a family member or a friend is very likely to reveal somebody to you. If I'm honest, I feel like with these cards, apart from the Judgment card, it's transient. There's nothing here that suggests staying power for a relationship that's just starting this week. So keep that in mind. For your money and materials, you have the Seven of Pentacles, right? So you've got two sevens here. Two sevens represents news, information that is coming in this week that is probably going to help you make a decision. For some of you, this is the choice around an investment. Now, here's the thing, right? With a Mercury retrograde, you wouldn't want to sign a very important contract, but we don't stop living just because the planets are retrograde. You get a pair of eyes and ears on or in the room, right? When you're signing a piece of paper, when you're looking at a document, Now, the Seven of Pentacles is very often investments, things that you want to put your money in, and finances, resources are spotlighted for you this week because you've got that full moon in the sign of Cancer, which is technically your your second house. So it's the second house if you're an ascendant Gemini, especially for you guys, it's the second house. Whereas for, say, oh, come on, brain, if you are sun or moon, to a lesser degree, but it's still 2 signs past your sun or past your moon. It's still the second sign past your sun or your moon, should I say. So money, finances, resources are definitely going to be a lot of conversations that you're having this week, even if it's just having them with yourself. Now, yeah, just if there's any investments or anything like that on the table, just be sure or get a second opinion. Don't be afraid or ashamed, because you know what, when it comes to potentially losing money, that's when the real, oh my, OMG, or the holy crap, that, the stuff has hit the fan really kicks in, right? It's better to take that moment where you get a second opinion now so that you avoid that pitfall. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your neck, your throat, and your voice, right? This week, you really need to look after these things, especially because you've got the Ace of Swords here. One thing that I will say to you is, as well, be careful of what you say or put out onto social media this week, because you don't know how it's going to come back on you or to you. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, this would be a good week actually to invest in something in the home. I'm not sure it would be a great week to really invest in doing very big or very serious works on the home, but there's definitely energy here for improving the home in some way, shape or form. And whatever you do start to do at this time may, 2 things, it might take longer to finish than you expect, but it may provide, like when you do something to your home, it increases the value. Long term, this could be something really great. For your full moon message, you have the Gate 33 and Looking Back. This card always, for me, right, it's very similar to that Judgment card. It's about bringing something from the past back into the forefront. So for some of you, this might be completing something that you've done a long time ago, that you started a long time ago, but never really got round to finishing. For some of you, this could be bringing an old skill back into the forefront. The other thing, because it's the dragonfly as well, this always has links to me to the immortal realm, right? And on top of that, you've got this Judgment card. Don't be surprised if you have a dream, a feeling, an intuition, maybe a synchronicity that happens around you and you're like, wow, okay, I should be going in that direction. All right, so pay attention to all of that stuff this week, especially around the beginning of the week when we've got that powerful full moon in the sign of Cancer. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.